I still remember the day I boarded my flight to Dubai. My wife stood at the airport, teary-eyed, holding our little boy in her arms. She begged me to take care of myself, said she would wait for me no matter how long it took. I believed her. I believed in us. I left thinking I was sacrificing my presence for our future. Bigger house, better schooling, a life of comfort. The first few months abroad were lonely, but her voice over the phone soothed me. Every night, she said she loved me. Every night, she told me she missed me. Every night, I trusted her more. But time is a cruel way of exposing what distance hides. I started noticing small changes. Her calls grew shorter. Sometimes she wouldn't pick up, and later she'd say she was too tired or busy with household chores. At first, I accepted it. She had responsibilities back home, after all. But one evening, while scrolling through social media, I saw a picture of my car parked near a hotel I had never heard of. A friend casually sent it to me, joking, "Your driver's living the high life while you're away." That night, something in me broke. My driver? Why would my car be there without reason? I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I tested her. I called her at odd hours, pretended I had extra shifts so she wouldn't expect my return anytime soon. Her tone grew colder. She stopped saying, "I love you." She started cutting conversations short. And in my gut, I knew. 3 months later, I told her I couldn't make it home for another year. But in truth, I booked a flight back. I wanted to see with my own eyes what my heart already feared. The night I landed, I didn't tell anyone. I took a taxi instead of calling the driver. My heart pounded like a drum as I approached my own house. The lights were dim, curtains half drawn. I walked in quietly, and what I saw will haunt me forever. There, in my own living room, on the couch where we once sat as a family, was my wife, laughing softly, her head resting on someone's shoulder. And that shoulder belonged to him, my driver, the man I trusted with my car, my home, even with her safety. His hand caressed her cheek, like she was his, not mine. I stood frozen. Every drop of blood in my body boiled. Yet I couldn't move. She noticed me first. Her eyes widened in horror, then guilt, then silence. The driver shot up, stammering excuses. But I didn't hear a word. My ears rang with betrayal. "You with him?" My voice cracked. I wanted her to deny it, to tell me it was a mistake. But she didn't. She just lowered her head and cried. In that silence, I understood. It wasn't one mistake. It was months, maybe longer. I left the house that night. I didn't shout, I didn't fight. I simply walked away because the pain was louder than any scream. My dreams of a family, the sacrifices I made, the love I carried across borders, all of it shattered in that moment. Later, neighbors whispered to me that she was often seen with him, that everyone suspected, but no one told me. I felt like the biggest fool alive. Divorce papers followed soon after. The driver vanished from my life, but his shadow remained, a reminder how betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from those closest. I went back to Dubai, but not with the same heart. This time, I worked only for myself and my child. Love no longer lived inside me. It had been buried the day I walked into my own home and found my wife in the arms of the man I paid to serve our family. She once swore she'd wait for me. Instead, she destroyed me. And that was the day I learned. Distance doesn't break marriages, betrayal does. The next morning after I caught them, I didn't sleep. I sat in a cheap hotel room, staring at the ceiling, my mind racing through every memory we ever had. Her wedding vows, her promises at the airport, the way she once swore that I was her world. All of it now felt like a cruel joke. By afternoon, she called. Her voice trembled, begging me to come home, to talk. Against every instinct, I agreed. Maybe I needed to hear it from her lips. Maybe I wanted her to admit the truth rather than live in silence. When I entered the house, she was sitting on the floor, her face pale, eyes swollen from crying. The driver was gone, probably too cowardly to face me. She whispered, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen." My laugh was bitter. Didn't mean for it to happen? You let him into my home, into my bed, into your heart. How long? She buried her face in her hands. It started a year ago. At first, it was loneliness. You were far away, I was drowning in emptiness, and he was always around. He showed me attention I didn't know I was craving. And then it went too far. I clenched my fists. So, while I broke my back in Dubai, sweating for our future, you were here playing house with my driver? Her tears fell harder. I never stopped loving you. Stop. I cut her off. If you loved me, you would have waited. If you loved me, you wouldn't have opened the door for him. If you loved me, you wouldn't have betrayed me in the one place that was supposed to be ours, our home. She reached for me, but I stepped back. The smell of her perfume, once comforting, now made me sick. Do you know what hurts the most? I said, my voice shaking. It's not even that you cheated. It's that you made me believe you were faithful while I was breaking myself apart for you. Every call, every I love you, every promise, you lied. And I believed every word. Her sobs filled the room, but I felt nothing anymore. The fire of my anger had burned out, leaving only cold ashes. I looked at her one last time and said, you chose him. You chose loneliness over loyalty. You chose betrayal over love. Now live with it, because I'm done. I walked out, slamming the door behind me, and for the first time in years, I felt free. Not healed, but free. Divorce was messy, but I didn't care anymore. I refused to let her or that man steal more of my life than they already had. Today, when I look back, I don't see her face. I see the lesson. Never give blind trust to someone who doesn't value it. I still work in Dubai, but my money, my effort, my life now goes toward raising my son, teaching him what loyalty really means. And my wife, the woman who once swore forever, she's just a ghost of the past, living with the guilt of what she threw away.